Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to Tyre Shredders Racing, supported by Sarah and Grace and Hopper's Motorsport Vlogs. Now, for the next few weeks, we're going to be covering a new season for the guys, and it is their Hopper's Academy. Now, I don't know that much about this one, but apparently there's some fantastic racing to be had, and what the guys are going to be doing is concentrating on traction control, where we start off on full traction, and each week it gets reduced, or each race it gets reduced. So come to about round 5 or something like that, then there'll be no traction at all allowed. So that should be interesting. Really looking forward to that. This is round 1, and for those who know this area and can read, you can see we're at WeatherTech Raceway and at Laguna Secca, famous for the dreaded corkscrew. But we will have a chat about the track later as the guys are going around it. But first of all, I think what we should do is have a bit of a look down the grid and see who is where. So out on pole we've got Gaz. Next to him, and they all look very bunched up, don't they, is Apex Wolf. Corky is in 3rd, Carlsberg is 4th, the Froxy Dev is in 5th, Lightning Rat 6th, Psy is 7th, Andy Max is 8th, Hoppers is 9th, Mrs. Froxy, is that, let's go back up and have a look. Is that, where is he, Froxy Dev, is it? Is that Froxy Dev's other half? Let me know. And then in 11th is Racing Sim 6 in VR. Now I do understand that Racing Sim does use VR, hence the name Racing Sim 6 VR. Anyway, back up to the top. There are a couple of guys missing, I've noticed. Chris is not there, maybe couldn't make the trip over to America, but hopefully we'll be back for some of the other races. So if I get the right camera angle, there we go, we can get this race underway. Now it is a 20-minute race, and yeah, around Laguna Secca in California in America. Now Laguna Secca, it's actually Spanish for dry lagoon, because this area was a lake apparently, and they drained it, dried it, and turned it into a racetrack, much to our delight. And what was that went off there? Was it Psy? Let's just have a quick look back and see if we can see what happened. It was Froxy Dev, actually. It was Froxy Dev that went off. Oh, and Lightning Rat's gone off as well. Froxy Dev is still struggling to get back onto the track, but he's back on now. Now, the problem with this track, and I was going to mention this a little bit later on, I thought the guys might have at least done a couple of corners before we had an accident. This track is just surrounded by sand and gravel, as you can see. And the slightest mistake and you're off making sandcastles, as a couple of the guys have already found. But we'll have a bit of a rundown of the order. So Gaz is out in front as he heads up to the corkscrew. Now I will chat about the corkscrew in a while. I just want to see if everybody gets through first. And it looks like we've all made it, although Lightning Rat has got a penalty. So Gaz out in front then. Corky is in 2nd. He's been chased down by Carlsberg. Apex is in 4th. Psy is 5th. This is as we come up to turn 11 and onto the start-finish straight to complete lap 1. Hopper's down in 6th. Then we've got Racing Sim in 7th. This is Froxy in 8th, with the Froxy Dev just behind. Andy Max in 10th, and then Lightning Rat in 11th. So all still pretty bunched up, but a ghosting taking place there as well, and some of the liveries missing as well. As you see, Andy Max has just got the standard yellow on that like a Subaru, I think it is, the WRX. Andy, so not everybody in the or are they all in the Subaru? I think they might be, actually. I didn't really take much notice. I should have done, shouldn't I? because it's all very hustle and bustle, isn't it, in these opening laps. Gaz is just managing to avoid all of this. Now I noticed one of the Tyre Shredders guys is not here. It's Matty Cake, and also Chris is not here. So maybe those guys, like I say, don't like flying and didn't want to make the trip. Maybe they're not taking part. Who knows? We shall find out over the next few weeks. But Gaz leading the pack then, with Corky just behind, and Carlsberg in third. Who's that serving a penalty? It's Apex Wolf has got a penalty to serve, which I was going to say he's going to let Sai in, but Sai has also got a penalty to serve as well. Great livery on these cars, absolute fantastic livery on these cars. Andy Max in 6th, Racing Sim, he's in 7th now. Froxy Dev has moved up to 8th, and all still very bunched up as we go into turn, where are we? Turn 2, sorry, we're already at turn 2 at Andretti Hairpin. The laps are just flying by, aren't they? Lightning, he's picked up a half a second. It's going to be very difficult to keep up these guys. They are so bunched up. I think the boost may be on as well, which helps everybody stay close together, so it does get difficult trying to keep up with them all. So you'll have to bear with me as we see Lightning Rat carrying a half a second penalty as he goes around turn 5. This is where we start on up the hill. Now, as I was mentioned the corkscrew earlier, it's a 55 metre elevation from the elevation change from the top to the bottom on this corkscrew. Let's jump on board with Lightning Rat just as we come up to the corkscrew now, and you can see what it looks like from a driver's point of view. And there's the drop, and then we carry on around turn 9. Now some track guides will tell you there's 12 turns on this circuit. They count the little kink in the road between turn 6 and 7 as a turn, but we're just going with the 11 turns for this one, as Lightning Rat and the Froxy Dev, they're both going to serve their penalties. There it is done. Andy Max goes through, and it looks like Mrs. Froxy is going to catch up as well to Lightning Rat as they come down towards turn 1. Who's on the inside? It is the Froxy Dev, is it? Where is he? Where is he? Froxy Dev goes through. Mrs. Froxy's just behind. We've got Hoppers just behind him as Lightning Rat tries to catch up to the back of the Froxy Dev, and Andy Max just up ahead. You can see he's got a purple sector, so Lightning Rat has got his foot down. He's not messing about, is he? Although he does have damage on the back. Let's get out of his car and leave him alone, shall we? Oof, bit of a late look there up the inside of Froxy Dev. This is not the track really to be taking risks. Not many overtaking points actually on this track. Obviously you've got the start finish straight, 325 metres of it, but you need a fantastic exit out of turn 11. The corkscrew seems to be a bit of a favourite spot for overtaking, but it really isn't the best place to do it. Carlsberg, he's picked up a penalty, and it does look like penalties are going to be playing quite a big part in this race. So up to the top then, Gaz still out in front in the regular Subaru livery. Then we've got Corky just behind in second. He's really putting on the pressure, is Corky, as they come down across the start finish line, over the bit of a bump in the road, and then they start on down the hill towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes. It's a double apex turn at turn 1, but you do treat it as one big turn, then immediately throws you into the Andretti hairpin at turn 2. Sorry, turn 3. Andretti's is turn 2, isn't it? Of course it is. What am I talking about? Getting myself all mixed up now. I'm just concentrating on the racing. I'm losing track where we are. So Sai in 5th, things calming down just a little bit now. We've got the opening few laps out the way. Racing Sim, he's moved up into 6th. Andy Max is 7th. Then we've got Froxy Dev in 8th, and Lightning in 9th. Then we've got a bit of an issue going on at the back here. Let's just have a look and see what happened here. May have gone back too far now, unfortunately. Well, we're on board with Hopper, so we're just looking over the top of his car using the drone cam, and we can see what's going to happen Up ahead we've got Mrs. Froxy. Oh, it looked like Lightning Rat just got himself out of sorts. That oh, we're going to definitely go back and have a look at that. I think Lightning Rat got the exit a little bit wrong at turn 5. That caused Mrs. Froxy to go off. She came scooting straight back and took Hoppers out. There we go. And yeah, Hoppers nowhere to go except onto the kitty litter, and then it is just trying to get back on track. So unlucky for Hoppers and Mrs. Froxy. She got caught up in that, and I'm saying she, I hope she is a she, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble, aren't I? Back up to the top though. Gaz just tried to open up a bit of a gap. Oh, as Apex Wolf goes all sideways. Managed to hold on to it though, lost a place I think to Sai. Sai goes through to 4th as they come up to turn 11 and back onto the start finish straight. These laps are going by so quickly. Fastest lap at the minute is Hoppers on a 128.6, and I'm just following Apex. He's in the 130s, so Carlsberg in second, still Corky in third, with Gaz still desperately trying to get away from the pack, but if the boost is on, he's not going to get too far, is he? Corky in third, then Sai in 4th. He's being harassed by Apex. Let's jump on board with Apex. We've got Racing Sim all over the back of us. He's sitting in 6th as we come down towards turn 5. Oh, Sai takes a good old chunk out of that curb. These sausage curbs, you do not want to play around with them. They are not your friend. As you can see there, they will flip the car and throw it around. Oh, as Sai goes off into the kitty litter, and he's going to end up dropping a few places. Apex Wolf moves up into 4th. Hard on the brakes as we get to the top of the corkscrew. Drop down the other side. Racing Sim is still there. The pressure still being applied to Apex. Really, he needs to be concentrating on catching up to the back of Corky, but when you've got the likes of Racing Sim chasing you down, that's what your concentration is going to be at. And into turn 11 we go again. Oh yes, Apex got that right actually. You can just go across that that sausage curve. I think Corky took a bit of a chunk out of it. They're all trying to flatten it, aren't they? Down the hill towards turn 2, which is Andretti hairpin. Oh, and it all goes wrong there for well, a few of them. Let's just go back. We're definitely going to go back and have a look at this. Well, let's get the right camera. Apex took a chunk out of that one. Now this is at turn 11. Now we're coming down the hill, and I'm on with Froxy Dev just so we can get a better look at what's going on ahead. In fact, I might even jump up over Racing Sim, get a little bit closer. So let's just see what happened here. It looked like Carlsberg got himself sideways. He ended up coming across the front of Apex, and it looks like Carlsberg was struggling to get back on track. He managed it. Racing Sim trying to stay out of the way, but the Froxy Dev, he came up the inside, and Corky really does like to thump them curbs. As Racing Sim, like I say, I think he's just trying to stay out of the way of everybody, and unfortunately it's all fun out there, isn't it? Hey, there is no problem in swapping a bit of paintwork between these guys. It's more like a demolition derby in some of these. Oh, there's 2 more go off as well. Corky all over the place. I'm just having a bit of a look and seeing what assists we've got on, and it doesn't look like there's any traction on. I thought they were going to start with maximum traction, which if they've got nothing on at all, that would explain it. Gaz though still out in front, led from the start, has got a bit of a gap now. He has got a bit of breathing space between himself and Carlsberg. It is not much, but it is something. Carlsberg in second. He's got a bit of a gap back to Apex, probably a car length, 2 car lengths, something like that. Apex Wolf, he's got problems of his own, as he's got Racing Sim 6 all over him. So around the hairpin they go. Sai in 5th, Corky in 6th, the Froxy Dev in 7th. And this, if there's no traction allowed in this race, then this would definitely explain why the cars are all over the place. Very difficult track to race on without traction. Andy Max, he's in 8th. He's just sitting behind the two in front, letting them have a bit of a fight and a battle. He's just waiting for the opportunity to get by. Mrs. Froxy in 9th. She's chasing Andy Max up towards the corkscrew then. Remember, a 55-metre drop from the top to the bottom. And Mrs. Froxy gets through there safely. Lightning Rat, though, he's going half-second penalty, but he is on the chase. He's got Hoppers behind him. Now Hoppers, if he can stay close, he needs a good exit out of turn 11, and if he can get close enough to Lightning Rat, well, he's already done it. And Hoppers has picked up half a second as well. That was so unfortunate. I thought Hoppers was going to be able to, well, he's took P10, but got himself a penalty as well. Oh, and he's not had to serve it, which is even better. So he's opened up a bit of a gap back to Lightning Rat, but Lightning Rat will pick up that time again when Hopper serves his penalty. So back up to the top then, and Gaz still out in front. Carlsberg, well, he's sniffing all over it, all over Gazzy's rear end, isn't he? And Gaz, you do not want to be going onto that stuff too much. Racing Sim is in there now. He's into 3rd position. He's been biding his time as Racing Sim, trying to stay out of trouble, which is very difficult on this track. But he has stayed out of trouble pretty much, and he's just done his own thing, and now he finds himself in 3rd as Racing Sim, and he's soon to be challenging for P2. So at the minute, it is these 3 on the podium. We are 13 minutes into this race, with about 7 minutes to go. Apex has now caught up to the back of Racing Sim. Corky in 5th, although he's just picked up another half-second now. I was going to say, he's got a half-second penalty. He's just picked up another one, so he's got 1 second. So Sai is going to go through. The Froxy Dev will probably go through. Andy Max, he's got a penalty as well. It just seems like there's so many penalties being picked up as yeah, we see Sai. Well, he's taking a bit of a long way round the Foxy Dev, but he gets it done. Foxy Dev's still on the inside, though. Sai really didn't defend that one, did he? Into the hairpin. He looks like he might even lose out to Corky. No, he just manages to stay in front. So Sai now, as they thump across those curbs again. You're not going to flatten them, boys. Leave the curbs alone. It does look like all the guys have got the same sort of livery on, it's just in different colours. So that's, I was getting a bit, I thought they were all teammates, but they're not, they're just different colours. So yeah, whoever's done the livery on these cars, fantastic job. Right, let's get a proper look, shall we? As there we go, we can see the Hoppers Motorsport Academy all over it. Looking good. So yeah, fantastic job on the livery, whoever did it. And that's Sai we've been following in 4th, Andy Max in 5th then. It is just changing constantly. Oh, it's Mrs. Foxy. I thought she was going to slide away all around that turn, but let's just have a look. She just lost it. I thought it was a great drift around to, oh no, it was a bit of a point there from it looked like lightning. I'm just going to go back just a little bit. I thought, there we go, there we are, and it was a little nudge from Lightning Rat. Get out of my way, and he carries on. No waiting here. And Corky, well, he's seen somebody in the crowd, he's gone to have a chat with them, I think. Wow, it is all kicking off. I just don't know where to look next. I mean, the only one we're not watching is Gaz, and that is because he's out there on his own, doing his own thing, and missing out on all the fun Froxy Dev in second, with Cy in third, Andy Max fourth, Carlsberg fifth. We have about 4.5 minutes to go in race one around Laguna. Racing Sim now down to 6. He was up there on the podium at one point, wasn't he? But he's now down in 6. Lightning Rat in 7th. Hopper's 8. Apex in 9th. Although he's challenging Hoppers now. Corky in 10th, and then Mrs. Froxy down in 11th after that punt from Lightning Rat. Although we do have yellow flags, which is not really surprising, as Apex goes up the inside as they come up towards the corkscrew for the 11th time. Drop down the other side, try not to get too much onto the curbs because it will spin you around. The Lightning now up to 6th then, and challenging Andy Max as 2 more cars behind go off. It's getting to the point now where everybody's off, so I don't know who to follow next. Gaz though looking safe. He's managed to open that gap up now, and it just seems to be increasing, so Gaz is pretty much secured his spot on the podium. The real fight though is to see who's going to be second and third on it. Racing Sim has got himself back up to third. Remember, he dropped down to 6th, but he's now moved back up to third. Cy still in second. The controller obviously working well for him today, and fingers crossed it stays that way. Racing Sim, as I say, in third. Andy Max in 4th. Carlsberg in 5th. Apex Wolf, though, having a good look in the boot of Carlsberg's car, isn't he? As Carlsberg now looks at making a move on Andy Max as they go through turn 6 and start the climb. Now, is this little turn here that some track guides call this a turn, and call that turn 7, and the next one 8. Oh, as Carlsberg slams into barrier, and oh, well, I don't know what happened there. The replay just had a mind of its own then. Mrs. Froxy, she's got a half second. I'm saying I don't know what happened there. I think it may be that we had somebody disconnect or quit. That's why it suddenly changed, and I can't think who it was now. So anyway, back up to the top with 2 minutes to go as Gaz crosses the start finish line to start lap 13, over the bump, down the hill and into turn 2, the Andretti hairpin. Racing Sim has now moved up into second. Cy though in third. He's not letting Racing Sim get away. In fact, he's looking at making a move on him as they go into turn 3. Good racing from Racing Sim though. He defended that line, didn't he? Cy still sitting there in third, then waiting for his opportunity. Corky is now putting a challenge in against Cy, and Corky just gets his nose in front as they come down towards turn 5. Trying to avoid those sausage curbs. As I say, they are not your friend. They will flip your car around all over the place. So as it stands, Corky is he's got a foot on the podium at the minute, that Cy is desperately trying to knock him off of it. Up towards the corkscrew they go then, and down the other side. Andy Max in 5th, Apex 6. Oh, Apex. He doesn't mind taking a bit of gravel onto the track, does he? And then Hopper's down in 10th at the minute. So we are into the last 30 seconds. Let's have a look. I think most of these guys are going to get another lap in actually. Gaz is going to cross the line now. Racing Sim up into second, but he's got a 1 second penalty, and he'll serve that just before he crosses the line to finish. Let's just make sure everybody is going to get through, and I think yeah, they are. Everybody's going to get one more lap out of this, so any moves to be made need to be done on this lap. As we see the Froxy Dev, Lightning Rat having a bit of a battle there. They're desperately trying to catch up to the back of Mrs. Froxy in 7th. Oh, and Froxy's got by. Froxy Dev has got by Mrs. Foxy. They've got to be related. Please, somebody tell me they're related. Lightning Rat in 8th, then Apex, then Hoppers, right back up to the top then as we follow the leader through turn 6 up the rail straight. Rail straight. My pronunciation's not that fantastic, so I do apologise. It's Rahal. Oh, I'm going to give up. So Gaz led from the start, and well, he kept out of trouble, didn't he? He's just got one more corner to get around safely. He's got Racing Sim though pushing him. Racing Sim's going to serve that penalty though. Unfortunately, that's going to drop him now. So Gaz crosses the line to take the win. Corky in 2nd, Cy 3rd. Racing Sim gets 4th. Andy Matz gets 5th. The Froxy Dev gets 6th. Lightning 7th. Apex 8th. Mrs. Froxy 9th. And Hoppers 10th. Wow. Fast and furious. We've got nothing on these guys. So join me for race 2 here at Laguna for the Hoppers Academies races. I shall be back very, very shortly.